All right, Caleb, thank you for joining us as we preview Saturday's match against New York City FC. We'll start right here with Caleb.
Perfect. Hi, Coach. How are you doing? So now playing NYCFC, you played them already this season, just a little over a month ago. What can you take from that last meeting and build on it so that you can obtain the 3 points here at home?
Yeah, we played them four games ago on the road, obviously. So yeah, you look at the film for sure, and you also look at their recent games and how they've changed, and of course we're different as well. So like always, you just analyze them, and I think it's important that we do what we do best, and we focus on how we can be effective in the match. But a part of that is obviously stopping what they're good at.
Jeff Rema?
Caleb, one guy we haven't talked as much about this year is Alhassan Yusuf, who I know he's talked about how much more settled he feels in year two now that he had a preseason with the group. He's more settled in the area. How have you seen him sort of continue to develop into the player that you signed last year?
Yeah, it's easy to forget he came mid-season last year, or not even mid-season, towards the end, really. And, he's not even a year here, right? So I think he's getting more and more comfortable, not only with the league, but with his teammates. And I think him and Matt really developing a good chemistry together on both sides of the ball. I thought in the game against Atlanta, those two were excellent.
And Caleb, how does it know going into this match, or how does it feel to know going into this match that you have a little bit more support available on the attack with Leo and Tomas coming off the bench?
Yeah, I think again we've been defending really well, so we have a strong foundation there, and it's great to, get a clean sheet on the road. That'll bode well for our confidence as well, and obviously without Tomas and Leo, we knew we had to kind of survive a little bit in the attack, and we've had guys like Carlos who have stepped up to find goals, and we feel like Ganago's close. Thought Max Urruti did an excellent job. We brought him in to be pretty much a guy that plays minutes off the bench, and every once in a while gets a start. For him to play, I think it was 4 starts, and do the job he did. We really appreciate that, and that's what we needed. But now we've got a little bit more quality, in terms of a guy like Leo, a guy like Tomas, who have goals in them, and with Leo in particular, he was signed to be our goal scorer, and was only in a couple games and then out, for basically a month. So it's good to have him back in, and obviously it's Thursday still, so we'll evaluate, what his role will be in this match, whether he's able to start or come off the bench. But we're hoping, obviously he plays a bigger role.
We'll jump over to the Zoom now. We'll go to Frank DeLappa and then Seth.
Good. Hey, Caleb. I'm going to go back to the Red Bulls game. You thought that could be a turning point game. Looking back, do you feel like that was, and has this team turned the corner, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a turning point. It was an important game for us to get, our first win. Now we've got our first win at home, our first win on the road. That's always really important. We understand we've got 2 or 3 that we've won, and this could be 3 or 4, and this could be 2 home games, 2 home wins in a row. So it's really important. We've dropped some home results. If you want to have a good season in this league, you can drop a few home results, but not many. So we've dropped a few, and from here on out, we gotta take care of business. It's really important that we keep the momentum. Momentum's huge in this league, and our group has confidence. But as I told them on Tuesday, they have to fight every game. We gave a lot, invested a lot in this game on the road against Atlanta, and it's going to be no different in this game. The players have to show up, and credit goes to them last game, and the credit will go to them this game. But they have to fight. They have to fight, and they have to grind, and they have to claw and scrap. In this league, if you don't do that, you lose.
Okay. Now we'll go to Seth McCumber. Seth?
Hi, Coach. I just want to ask you, you had a unique thing this week where Peyton Miller graduated high school. I just want to ask you, what's it like to have a young kid as talented like him go like that, something like that? And did you celebrate any particular way that big accomplishment?
Yeah, we're a family. So obviously we're trying to win games, and obviously it's a job, but we're family. We know our players personally. We have a good bond, actually very good chemistry in this team. It's a great locker room. So we celebrate things off the pitch as well. Whether it's talking to Tomas about him coming back from an injury that's outside of just having him back in, from a personal standpoint, we're real proud of him. Or whether it's Peyton graduating from high school and he couldn't walk in the graduation, obviously, and because he's a professional soccer player, so we did our own little graduation ceremony real quick in the locker room. It was Pablo Morero's idea, and I thought it was pretty cool. It was awesome to have him walk out and see his teammates, cheer him on.
All right, Carlos, thank you very much for joining us. We'll get started here with our first question in the room. Caleb, do you want to lead us off?
Yeah, of course. So, Carlos, obviously we're entering now match day 9, and currently the team is tied last in the league for goals scored. You have 3 of those goals. Is that concerning to you at all? And what needs to be done to kind of add more goal contributions to the entire group?
Yes, obviously, it's a clear thing that we need to improve. I think we are in the last 2-3 games finding ways to create chances, so obviously it's important. And for me, it's like I said, the important is create the chances, because in the end, maybe no Saturday, but next Saturday or next, we will score for sure. The problem is when you don't create chances, like some games we had, even against New York away was a bad game for us. So we continue building on this, but I think, like I say, in the last 3 games, we were better in that area.
And then one more for me. Obviously, you just mentioned you played New York a little over a month ago. What can you take from that last meeting and build on it so you can obtain the 3 points at home?
Yeah. So, every time we play away against them, it's a strange game, because this field, is special. But yeah, we know them. It's a team that they want to have the ball, have the possession, control the game. But we know that if we are doing what we did on the last 2-3 games, for sure we are creating a difficult situation for them, and it's what we want. I think it's a very, very important game for us, because if we win 3 in the last 4, we will be in a good place. Yeah.
Let's go now to the Zoom to Frank Delapa, followed by Seth McCumber.
Great. Hi, Carlos. The last year or so has been difficult for this team. So the question is, were you discouraged over that time, and are you optimistic about the rest of the season?
Yeah, so, it's a long season, so I think we need to continue step by step. We had a bad start of the season, and like I say, we had 2 wins in the last 3, so we are improving, and it's what we want. Like I said, this game is very important for us. Second win at home, if we can do it, and it's a month or month and a half with many games away, so it's important the games that we play at home win and create this atmosphere with our fans. So yeah, it's what we want for Saturday.
Great. We'll go now to Seth.
Hi, Carlos. Thanks for taking the time. I'm just curious, this successful run has also been tied with Matt Polster coming back into the lineup. Has he been an important piece in the last few weeks as you build that midfield?
Yeah, for sure. Matt is a key player for us. And when we can have the best match, it's easier for everyone, because he's a player that can do many things, win tackles, but also is good on the ball. And he's a very important guy in the locker room, so feel his energy from the midfielder is like I say, key for us. And yeah, I think it's important to have him back, and the way that he's playing is key for us.
We'll take two more in the room, and then we'll finish up with Juan Rozo for Telemundo in Spanish.
I was gonna say, I've got two just to start with a light one. I wanted to ask about that goal celebration last week and then the video that we saw of Marco doing the dance.
Yeah, so first, this one was for Giacomo's son and Sarah too, because they had his son on Friday night, I think. So it was for them, and yeah, then you know, my son dance a lot. I don't know why, because I don't dance, but he dance a lot. He like it, and it's the way that he normally do. So it's why I did that celebration.
And then after the game, Caleb did talk about the shift in formation and how the 3-4-1-2 maybe opened up some different pockets for you to float into, playing underneath the two strikers. How do you feel like maybe that formation opened up some different spaces and pockets for you?
Yeah, I think we had a very good game first half on the game on against Atlanta, and I felt very good with some space. I think was difficult for them because they didn't expect that shape, so was I think they didn't know how to manage this 1v1 situation, so I had a free roll, but yeah, I feel good normally in any shape on that number 10 position. You know, with some I play on the past with some striker, with two striker when we play on the Diamond 2, so I feel very good, but in the end I think it's when the team is feeling good on the pitch, any shape, I think everyone is more happy and feel better. Yeah.
Okay. We'll go to Emma and then to Juan.
And Carlos, how does it feel knowing going into this match that you'll have more time on the pitch with Leo and also Tomas coming back in? How does that feel to know that the attack will be supported with that?
Yeah, it's, you know, two very important players for us. And also have more options, you know, on the bench, starting 11, it's depending what Caleb decision, but in the end, fight for this position means that it's more competition, and in the end it's better for the team, and you know, have players on the bench that you know that they can start is good, because the ones we are on the moment on the pitch know that you need to perform, and is, you know, pushing every time your teammate, and it's very important. Yeah.
That's all for our English questions. We'll just take a couple quick ones in Spanish from Juan Rozo. Juan, go ahead.
Saludos, Carles, muy buenas tardes. Primero quería preguntarte, pues en este partido contra Atlanta, tácticamente tuvieron una formación distinta, un 3-4-1-2. ¿Cómo se sintió el equipo con esta nueva formación?
Sí, lo que he dicho, que la verdad es que tuvimos muy buenas sensaciones, sobre todo en la primera parte. Yo creo que les sorprendió el cambio y les costó mucho emparejarnos, y pues según qué posiciones creo que estábamos muy a gusto, pero bueno, al final pues ahora New York se preparará para jugar así contra nosotros, y por lo tanto tendremos que a lo mejor hacer cosas diferentes. Al final es encontrar, más que la forma de juego, es nuestra identidad y filosofía, la forma que queremos jugar con y sin balón, y bueno, pues creo que poco a poco lo vamos consiguiendo.
Juan, do you have one more?
Sí, Carles, también quería preguntarte, fue un comienzo difícil de temporada, pero últimamente te has visto muy bien siendo protagonista con los 2 goles que marcaste hace 15 días y también el gol que marcaste hace 8 días. ¿Cuál es tu motivación a diario para seguir siendo el capitán y el líder de este equipo?
No, yo motivación siempre es máxima, porque disfruto mucho de estar en este club, del día a día, de los entrenamientos, de cada partido. Me siento muy importante y siento que quiero ayudar mucho al club. Pues me duele mucho, como a todos mis compañeros, cuando vivimos momentos tan malos como el año pasado o este inicio de temporada, y bueno, pero a la vez creo que sirve en este caso de motivación para darle la vuelta, como estamos haciendo en pues estas 2 victorias en los últimos 3, y queremos seguir en esta línea el sábado que viene.